From the very first music network in Indonesia.
This is Creative Biz Podcast.
Hello there, city listeners. Welcome back with me, Larta Sejana, on Creative Biz special podcast. And today we are gladly to announce that we have a special chance to meet the twins, Tegan and Sara.
Now I wanna write a love song, even though you never ever asked me for one. Write you a letter, send sweet poems. Ask for forgiveness, tell you I was wrong. Sit myself down.
This is from creativebiz.com, and for the first question, a little bit starstruck here.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
Okay, congratulations for the tour and also
you.
for the new album, Love You to Death.
Thank you.
Awesome hits there. Okay, now for the first question from Creative Biz is you've traveled in so many countries, and how's Asia treat you so far?
I mean, honestly, this is now I think our third time coming to Asia, and we're struck by it. You know, we have pushed our managers and our agents to bring us back here. It's not even about making money for us. It's actually just it's a great touring experience. The audiences are very rewarding. The shows are really fun. The cities are all amazing. It's so different than anywhere else, and I think we see the significance of our visits on our audience. You know, like
last
night we played in Hong Kong, and there was a really wide range of people, but especially the young girls. You can see you can see how significant it is that they're they're very alternative, and like even the ones that aren't LGBTQ. Like the reality is that just the girls that are coming that are alternative, that are looking for something more alternative, it just feels very rewarding. So we love Asia. Plus we love the food. We love being tourists. And it's just everything makes sense. We keep saying like the airports make sense, and the staff is so respectful at the hotels, and the venues are so clean and organized. Yeah.
Was it still secure for you, like to walk outside and meeting some fans?
People are so nice. Yeah, people are really respectful. We have a very easy time here.
So also doing Singapore also, right?
Yeah.
Okay then. So could you tell us a little bit about your Love You to Death album? I mean, we heard some changes from the previous album, Heartthrob, but can you tell to the listeners or to our readers about the changes in this album?
The last record was sort of an experiment in making a pop record. We worked with a lot of different collaborators and musicians, and I think we wanted to sort of take another swing at making an album with a similar sound, but we wanted it to be a little bit more focused. So we just worked with Greg Kirsten, who produced it and also performed a lot of the instrumentation on the album, and I think that allowed us to make something a little bit more cohesive. And I think one of the pieces of feedback that we got from people with the last album was that sometimes it didn't feel as emotional or as personal, and even though that wasn't necessarily true, I think we both focused a lot more on making sure that the message, that personal voice that we've always had in the band, we wanted to make sure that really, really was given a proper podium. Like we wanted that to be like at the forefront, the voice, the realness of our voices. So it's a marriage between what we used to do as an indie rock band, and then what we've sort of really enjoyed experimenting with in the pop world.
Okay, and we heard that there's some of like 80s or 90s vibes on your music, right?
I mean, a lot of those keyboards, those synths that we are so attracted to, I mean, there's definitely an argument to be made that it's because they remind us of the pop stars we grew up with, people like Madonna and and David Bowie and I don't know, all of that stuff in the 80s. I mean, even the stuff that probably we didn't even listen to, but was just playing in the world at the time, like Duran Duran and New Order and like all that, those kinds of things. So I think that now we really like them. We also have access to them. When we started out, it was cheap to buy a guitar. You could just get something. I mean, we had like really crappy guitars. Buy like a Fender guitar for like $200.
When you were like 30, 40?
When we were like teenagers, yeah. But to buy a keyboard, like some of those keyboards back then were so expensive. Where do you even plug them into? Now with computers, and recording programs, they've made really I mean, the advances in terms of like being able to get those old school keyboard sounds into a computer program and you be able to like play any keyboard you want. I mean, that's completely revolutionized, you know, the music business.
Okay, and then if you could recommend one song, if you can choose one song from Love You to Death, from Tegan and Sara, which song would you recommend for us to hear at the first time and why?
I mean, I think Boyfriend is a really great first introduction to the record. Like, you know, it was a single, but so it's like a total like summer jam. It's really straight ahead pop. But I think that the lyrical depth, the, you know, concept of the song is really deep, and I think it's more complex than regular pop music. So I think it showcases the complexity of the emotions on the record, but also showcases the production, which is straight ahead pop. So it's a good one.
So Boyfriend.
Yeah.
And what about you?
Oh my god. Well, I guess if I'm just going for like a first time listener, probably Boyfriend or Stop Desire. Like,
Stop Desire. Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Nice.
Just because it's another, I think it's like a first listen song or maybe a second listen song where you know, you only have to hear it a few times and you remember it, and it's really, I think it's fun and upbeat, but then there's something a little you know, the idiosyncrasies that we have in our music, it's still there. Like, it's a little strange and cool. And yeah, I would recommend that one.
So Boyfriend and Stop Desire.
Yeah,
okay. And talk about your movie clips. And now, congrats for The Faint of Heart.
Oh, yeah,
It's
cool.
already published.
Yeah.
Wow, the David Bowie thing.
Oh my god.
So good.
I know. The David Bowie, I think, is my favorite.
Who made that idea? Oh, yeah, you know, making this kind of a clips of, like, is it a music auditions or something?
We met Devin Kirkpatrick at a film festival and got talking about the lack of women in film and the lack of diversity, and specifically about our community, the LGBTQ community, how underrepresented it was. But you know, when I went and actually had breakfast with Devin, we talked more about that and how Sara and I really felt that we wanted to try to use our platform to showcase more diversity. And Devin had been casting a short film about trans people, and so this idea sort of came from the conversation about like this idea of like being at a school and there's a lip sync contest and everybody's dressed up like icons, and maybe a couple people could play us, and maybe it's all young people, and maybe Sara and I aren't even in it. And I left the breakfast and wrote Sara and our managers, and I was like, I think this could be a really cool video. I think it's going to be really unique and different. And yeah, it far exceeded my expectations. I think that Devin did an incredible job. There was, you know, 30 people on set, and you know, like the crew that they were able to pull together was just incredible, and the cast was incredible, and it was really wonderful.
Okay, then this is really nice. A Faint of Heart. Okay, I saw that you posted some of the Pokemon Go pictures on your Instagram. How addicted to you guys to this game, anyway? Who's actually
It's
more
actually,
addicted?
it's me. I have it. Tegan doesn't have it.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm addicted, but I definitely got excited to get it for the trip because I thought, oh, maybe because we're going to be in all these different countries.
Oh, okay.
Like there'll be
Discovering new Pokemon.
People are like, oh, I bet you'll be able to find lots of really cool ones.
Okay.
But it's not here, right? Is it in?
I don't know, but in Indonesia it's very famous.
Everywhere we go. So it wasn't in Korea. I don't think it's in Singapore. So far I've only really been able to do it in Australia.
Oh, no.
And then in Hong Kong.
Disaster.
So I don't feel like addicted in the sense that it's like I'm not like running around on the streets like going and looking for things, but it is pretty fun to like open it up and then all of a sudden like these Pokemon like show up on your phone. It's very funny.
It's very funny.
It's so funny. I mean, until you're doing it, like it's not funny when you see people doing it, but when it's on your phone and like this crazy character pops up, you're like, I gotta get him.
Okay, so you inspired your friends to also doing that Pokemon thing.
Do you know what? I've actually thought it was really funny, the photos that are coming up of people doing it at our concerts. I think it's funny.
Okay.
To me, it's just like, because I know what it feels like. I would think that was really funny if that happened. So,
Okay then. Well, because okay, so it's last for another last question. Your message for your fans in Indonesia, because they are also dying to watch you guys here, and some of my friends also travel from Indonesia to Singapore only just for you.
Wow. I mean, we're really doing our best to push as hard as we can to come to Asia and go as many places as we can. And I quite honestly just had a meeting with our agency about it. So we're going to definitely try. So our message would just be to continue to wait and enjoy the music online, and we'd see them soon.
Yeah. Okay then. So thank you so much for your time in talking to creativetips.com.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you for traveling.
And good luck for everything.
Thank you.
Well, that's all our exclusive interview with Tegan and Sara. A special thanks to Warner Music Indonesia and also Warner Music Singapore and Live Nation Lushington, Singapore. I'm Larita Sujana. Stay tuned for more on creativetips.com.